There is one vehicle used by aid agencies in disaster zones, trusted by governments in the harshest environments on Earth, and parked outside five-star hotels in Dubai, all at the same time. Same badge, same name, completely different levels. Today, we're breaking down the 7 levels of the Landcruiser, from entry point to armored state vehicle, and which one actually makes sense, depending on where you stand. Let's get into it.
Level 1, the entry point. Toyota Landcruiser Prado/LC250. Price around $55,000 to $80,000, market dependent. This is where most people enter the Landcruiser world. The Prado, now known globally as the LC250, built on Toyota's newer TNGA-F platform, the same architecture used in the bigger 300 series. Engines depend on where you are. 2.4-liter turbo hybrid, about 326 horsepower in the US. 2.8-liter turbo diesel, about 201 horsepower in many global markets. And that right there matters, because in the Middle East and Africa, diesel is still king. Now, let's be clear, the Prado has never been a V8 car. It's always been the lighter, more accessible Landcruiser. Smaller, more efficient, easier to live with daily. And honestly, it does a lot right. Good interior, modern tech, real off-road capability, low range, locking differentials, terrain systems. This is not a soft SUV. But here's the reality. It doesn't carry the same presence as the full-size Landcruiser. It's narrower, lighter, and in markets where people know cars, the difference is obvious. So the smart move, if you're here for status, this is not your final stop. If you are here for balance, this might be all you ever need.
Level 2, the foundation. Toyota Landcruiser 100 series. Price around $15,000 to $45,000. Market dependent, high mileage versus collector. The car that changed everything. The 100 series. Produced from 1998 to 2007, this is the bridge between the old school iron cruisers and the luxury yachts we see today. For many car guys, this is the best Landcruiser ever built, period. But depending on where you live, you got a very different car. In the US market, it was the era of the V8. We got the 4.7-liter 2UZ-FE V8. It was not a speed demon, but it was smooth, over-engineered, and famously capable of doing 500,000 miles with nothing but basic maintenance. It brought independent front suspension, or IFS, to the platform for the first time, making it drive like a luxury car rather than a school bus. In the Middle East and global markets, things got interesting. While the US focused on comfort, the Middle East kept the grit. You could still get the 105 series, which looked like a 100, but underneath it had the solid front axle and the bulletproof 1HZ diesel or the 1FZ FE inline 6 from the older 80 series. It was the ultimate sleeper workhorse, the Goldilocks factor. Why does this level matter today? Credibility. It's the last of the simple luxury cruisers. Capability. It introduced AHC, adjustable height control, allowing you to lift the car for dunes or rocks at the touch of a button. The build. In Dubai, these are still the kings of night desert runs. In the US, they are the holy grail for overlanding builds. The reality check. If you're buying one now, you're dealing with the Landcruiser tax. Prices for clean, rust-free 100 series are actually rising. You aren't just buying an old SUV. You're buying the last era of Toyota build quality, where they spent more on the door hinges than most companies spend on their entire infotainment system. It's the entry level for the person who values heritage over high-definition screens. Level 3, the sweet spot. Toyota Landcruiser 200 series. Price $50,000 to $85,000. Used market. For most people, this is the one. The 200 series. Produced from 2007 to 2021. This is where Landcruiser figured out the balance between durability and comfort. Engine options. 4.5-liter twin-turbo V8 diesel, 268 horsepower. 4.6-liter petrol V8, 305 horsepower. 5.7-liter petrol V8, 381 horsepower, mainly US. And for your target markets, the diesel matters most. This car is everywhere for a reason. It does everything. Long-distance comfort, real off-road capability, proven reliability. And here's the key point. This platform is tested. Not just reviewed, tested. Over 15 years in real-world conditions. That's why values remain strong. The downsides? Fuel consumption is high, interior tech is aging,
But if you want a Land Cruiser that already proved itself globally, this is the safest bet on the list.
Level 4. The modern flagship. Toyota Land Cruiser 300 series. Price around $85,000 to $120,000 plus dollars. Level 4. The current benchmark. The 300 series. Launched in 2021. Toyota made one major change here. They removed the V8. Replaced with 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 petrol, around 409 horsepower. 3.3-liter twin-turbo V6 diesel, around 304 horsepower. And despite the controversy, it works. Faster than the 200 series. More efficient. Lighter by around 200 kilograms thanks to the new platform. Interior, completely modern. Large infotainment displays, advanced driver systems, higher material quality across the board. Off-road capability is still core to the vehicle, not an afterthought. GR Sport trims add front and rear differential locks, off-road tuned suspension. The only real trade-off? The sound. The V8 is gone, and for some buyers, that matters. Level 5. The workhorse icon. Land Cruiser 70 series pickup. Utility variant. Same platform as Level 2, but a completely different role. The 70 series pickup, used globally in agriculture, mining, expedition travel, and yes, widely seen in conflict zones due to its durability and simplicity. It's often referred to as one of the most widely used vehicles in extreme environments worldwide, not because of branding, because of reliability. For civilian use, this is one of the most capable utility vehicles you can buy. But again, this is not about comfort or status. This is about function. Level 6. The luxury layer. Lexus LX 600. Price $95,000 to $135,000 plus dollars. Same foundation, different purpose. The Lexus LX 600. Built on the same platform as the 300 series. Same 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6, around 409 horsepower. But everything you interact with changes. Interior upgrades include dual screen setup, premium materials throughout, advanced sound system, available ultra-luxury 4-seat configuration. This is where the Land Cruiser becomes a luxury statement. In markets like Dubai or Riyadh, this car sits in a unique position. Luxury SUV that can still go off-road without hesitation. The trade-off? You're paying significantly more for interior refinement, brand positioning, and ownership experience. For some buyers, that's exactly the point. Level 7. The final form. Armored and VIP special builds. Price $150,000 to $500,000 plus. This isn't a car anymore. It's a rolling fortress. At this level, we leave the Toyota factory behind and enter the world of specialized firms like Incas Armored or the Strike Group. In the Middle East, this is the executive standard. But there's a massive difference between a bulletproof car and a VIP spec build. The protection, the science. In this world, we talk in CEN levels, B6 level. This is the global benchmark. It stops 7.62mm high-power rifle rounds. Think AK-47 or AR-15. It can withstand the blast of 2 DM-51 hand grenades detonated simultaneously under the floor. B7 level, the absolute peak. This is designed to stop armor-piercing rounds. It requires much thicker, heavier glass and specialized ballistic steel that adds thousands of pounds to the car. The Middle East VIP spec? In Riyadh or Dubai, protection is only half the story. You don't just want to be safe, you want to be in a private jet on wheels. The VIP interior usually includes the partition, a ballistic glass wall between the driver and the rear cabin for total privacy. MBS autobiography seating, replacing the factory bench with 2 massive diamond-stitched captain's chairs featuring 12-point massage systems and climate control. Starry night roof. Much like a Rolls-Royce, these builds often feature fiber-optic Starlight headliners, advanced comm links, satellite phones, internal intercom systems, and even GPS jamming detection to ensure you aren't being tracked.
the engineering secret. You can't just slap steel on a car and call it a day. If you don't use a company like NEWS Safety Solutions or Incas that reinforces the heavy-duty hinges and braking systems, the door will literally rip off the frame within a year. These cars are often pushing 5 tons, 10,000 pounds. At level 7, the Landcruiser is the only platform in the world that can carry that much weight off-road in 50-degree desert heat and still be reliable enough to get you home.
So here's the real breakdown. Level 1 gets you in. Level 2 builds the reputation. Level 3 is the smartest buy for most people. Level 4 is the modern upgrade. Level 6 is where status takes over. And level 7? That's a completely different conversation. The Landcruiser isn't just one car. It's one of the only vehicle lineups in the world where every level, from entry to armored, still carries the same core idea. Reliability first, everything else second. If this is how you want car content, real breakdowns, no fluff, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.